मेरा चश्मा भी ले आएगा यार।
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Your Excellency, distinguished speakers, estimate participants join us from OIC countries and other regions of the world. Good afternoon to all according to your country and time zones. On behalf of comstech, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to this important workshop on sustainable management of natural resources, the case of medicinal plants. Medicinal plants remain a cornerstone of traditional healthcare system and modern drug discovery. However, increased demand, overharvesting, and weak regulatory framework threaten their sustainability. Today's workshop aims to explore scientific, regulatory, and conservation strategies to ensure their responsive and sustainable use. We will now begin this program with the recitation of Holy Quran.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الرحمن علم القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان. الشمس والقمر بحسبان والنجم والشجر يسجدان. والسماء رفعها ووضع الميزان ألا تطغوا في الميزان وأقيموا الوزن بالقسط ولا تخسروا الميزان. صدق الله العظيم.
It is now my distinct honor and privilege to respectfully invite His Excellency Professor Dr. Mohammed Iqbal Chaudhry, Coordinator General of comstech, to deliver his opening remarks. Your Excellency.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Distinguished speakers, as we have a panel of very qualified speakers. Professor Dr. Hassan Al-Haq is with us. He's the Chairman, Department of Pharmacognosy, the Faculty of Pharmacy, Quaid-e-Azam University of National University in Pakistan. Then we have Professor Jean Bongo from Burkina Faso, and from Congo, Professor Dr. Bianga Kohumba. As speakers, in fact, Professor Dr. Rocco himself is a medicinal plant expert, and I have had the honor of supervising his research, so I know how good this team of resource persons are. Ladies and gentlemen, medicinal plants have always been very important throughout human history. They remained the centerpiece of human health and well-being. And right from the beginning, when there were no synthetic chemistry and there were no biomedicine, medicinal plants were the only source of medicament and treatment and prevention of diseases. And as a result of it, they remain extremely important as organized systems of medicines developed in different regions of the world, including traditional Chinese medicine, traditional Unani medicine, prophetic medicine, Ayurveda, and others. And these systems remain extremely meaningful even today as large proportion of human population rely on it. Similarly, the modern medicine also based on medicinal plants to begin with, and now even today, 40% of the clinical drugs are either natural products or their derivatives. Apart from the immense importance of medicinal plant in terms of human health, where according to World Health Organization, 80% of the world population still rely on natural medicines or medicinal plants for their primary healthcare needs. And traditional and complementary system of medicine now are becoming increasingly part of seamless healthcare systems in different countries. Medicinal plants are equally important in terms of economy. Over 300 billion USD global business of botanical is just one facet of extremely important trade and international economical value, apart from phytopharmaceutical, fragrances, nutraceutical, health food, cosmetics, and others. So economically also they're extremely important. Luckily, both the knowledge and resource are with the developing world, as we have majority of these medicinal plants within the Afro-Asian world and in South America. While in the West, most of these medicinal plants have been lost, but when it comes to leveraging this extremely important resource, we see countries like Germany playing a very important role, US and others. And recently, China and India are also emerging as important players. For OIC, it is also very important because majority of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation countries are in tropics, subtropics, tropical countries, and they all have a rich tradition of the use of traditional medicine. Conserving medicinal plants is extremely important because they are the renewable sources of medicine. As I often say that in synthetic medicine would eventually vanish as the fossil fuel is a non-renewable resource. Medicinal plant would be very, very important because these are the renewable sources of medicament and health promoting agents. And in this context, I would like to appreciate all of you and my colleague, Professor Dr. Oko, for organizing this very important event on sustainable management of natural resources, which I believe is going to be a series of lecture. And in this case, this is focusing on case of medicinal plant. And I was looking into the program, which touch upon very important topics such as wild harvesting as compared to cultivation, because still a majority of the medicinal plant for human use are actually collected from the wild, and that is not sustainable. Similarly, medicinal plants, if they have to be used for a longer period of time in terms of affordability, they need to be cultivated in standard environment. In terms of efficacy, they need to have a resource management, and in terms of common use, they need to be cheap and cost effective. In all this context, this seminar is very important, and we hope that we'll be able to have even a much larger physical event where we can have a training workshop of how to conserve this very important gift of God. With this, I would like to thank you all and wish you a very, very successful event today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for your inspiring and visionary remarks. It is always a great honor for us to benefit from your leadership and guidance. Your continued commitment to scientific excellence and capacity building across the OIC region provides strong direction for initiative such as today's workshop. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Oh, Dr. Hassan is the first speaker.
Yeah.
Invite him here.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Sure. We will now move to our first presentation. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Ishaq Ulhaq, Professor and Chairman of the Department of Pharmacy at Azam University, Islamabad. Professor Haq is a distinguished scholar in the field of natural product drug discovery and evaluation, with an impressive academic record of 179 research publications, a cumulative impact factor exceeding 580, and more than 8,500 citations. He has made significant contribution to medicinal plant research and bioactive compound development. He has supervised numerous postgraduate students, including 8 PhD and 48 MPhil scholars, and has led multiple funded research projects. He established the Natural Product Drug Discovery Laboratory and Natural Product Research Group at Azam University, promoting applied research and commercialization of natural product-based therapeutics. In addition to his academic leadership, he served as a member of expert committee of the Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan, contributing to the regulation and quality evaluation of alternative medicines. We are honored to have Professor Haq share his expertise today on cultivation versus wild harvesting, sustainable supply chain, and medicinal plants. Professor Haq, you have the floor. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation. Thank you.
Thank you very much for inviting me at this August forum. I am thankful to the organizers and the committee and the overall management of Comstech for providing me this opportunity to talk on this very important issue and very important topic: cultivation versus wild harvesting of sustainable supply of medicinal plants. It's a very important chain of the healthcare system, and it has very global impact, as well as Dr. Iqbal Chaudhary has mentioned in the beginning remarks. So I will be discussing about the different aspects of the cultivation versus wild harvesting of the medicinal plants, and then how they are sustainable, and what are the points which we need to focus while confirming different policies, and government has to take attention on these points. So why this topic matters? Actually, nowadays, in the beginning, before 200 years, as mentioned in the earlier presentation, beginning remarks of the Dr. Iqbal Chaudhary, 200 years back, we were wholly and completely dependent on the medicinal plants only. Then the newer system, this system of healthcare was emerged, and then it captured the global market. Then nowadays, along with the Western system of medicine or allopathic system of medicine, different other medicinal system of medicines have evolved themselves, and they have opted multiple technologies, and they are competing with the allopathic system of medicine in the delivery of the effectiveness as well as the cure. So the population of the world is again focusing on the medicinal plant and consulting towards the allied health healers for their healthcare problems, and they are relying on medicinal plant. That is why dependence on the medicinal plant has increased nowadays worldwide. In the same, this is the industrial era, and the pharmaceutical demand and industry established which are using the medicinal plant has increased exponentially worldwide, and overall demand of the medicinal plant has increased. And then this increased demand and consumption has threatened to the biodiversity. That is great alarming, and we need to discuss this topic for the purpose of policymaking and research relevance. That is why we need to discuss this topic at this forum, and it has been chosen. Mainly, medicinal supply chain consists of the sources from where we find that they are available, then we collect them, process them, and then check quality control, and then market. This is the overall overview of overall scenario of the supply chain of the medicinal plant. Then wild harvesting, collection from the natural habitat, because the linkage between the different population of the world was not extremely well in the previous ages. But nowadays, networking through different roads, connectivity is enhanced, right? And at the same time, due to the evolvement of technology, there is connectivity through the media and the social medias as well as the internet. This overall globalization has merged, and there is linkage has enhanced. So collection from the natural habitat of the medicinal plant is extremely approachable now. Now they are easily adaptable and easily reachable. There were the patches from where the medicinal plant can be bring to the market. They are now access to the many of the people, and they are easily reachable. Its consequences will be discussed later. Traditional knowledge is also being shared worldwide, and people are relying it, and they are reconfirming it through the connectivity. And in South Asia, this practice of traditional healing is very common, and it is one of the major systems of the healthcare, and it is contributing to the peoples in a different ways. Strength of wild harvesting, high metabolite diversity is there. The bulk of the medicinal plants are also available, and the medicinal plants which are rare and less dense, they are also available. Overall, the majority and diversity make it more attractable as a source of medicinal plant. Ethnomedicinal relevance, actually ethnomedicinal relevance is again building the overall it is reliance of the people worldwide that they are gaining more confidence on the ethnomedicinal resources, because now they are verifiable through the different linkage of the internet, and the people can talk from the different countries to the worldwide, and in the different globalization, the knowledge sharing has strengthened it and made it more confident. That is why the medicinal plants are being more used as compared to the previous ages. It also supports the rural livelihood. Many rural peoples are collecting it. They are linked it with this type of the businesses to earn their revenues. So risk of wild harvesting on large scale is actually very devastating as well. It is over exploitation, habitat losses, and due to this over exploitation, habitat losses, there is the interaction of the plant is disturbed, and which is affecting the quality variability and supply instability. These are the factors which we need to consider further. So Cultivation of medicinal plant is very important if we need to have these natural resources again in our chain, in the healthcare chain, and they are importing very important role. So to enhance to sustainable supply chain, we must plan farming should be encouraged, and this control harvesting can enhance the quality as well as the metabolite profile of the medicinal plant, of the required metabolite profile, which are actually causing the medicinal impact. They can be controlled by standardized quality control manner. And the most important thing is that if there are certified suppliers and growers are there worldwide, then traceability, which is very important worldwide, that can be enhanced and monitored. This enhancement of traceability and monitoring is also enhance the confidence on the quality as well as the effectiveness. So benefits of the cultivation is sustainable supply, conservation of wild species which are getting endangered due to the sharp penetration and quick penetration by the human to the very remote areas due to this globalization and infrastructure build up to the roads and the different streets, and this all infrastructure build up has increased the penetration of human being to the wild resources, and that is why they are easy to reachable, and then they are easy to harvestable. When they are easy to harvestable, then their supply and their conservation is at risk, and that is why we should at this in parallel to the supply chain, we should start the cultivation instantly. Consistent phytochemistry is also very important, and industrial scalability. These are the two very important issues in the healthcare system, that the phytochemistry should be consistent to have a effectiveness control and medicinal values and high medicinal values. And industrial scalability is only possible when there is consistent supply. So to sustainable supply chain, industrialization is very important to cater the human need at this proportion, at this point. And for this purpose, we need to focus on the cultivation and its benefits. And we should encourage the people to cultivate the medicinal plant, and they should get good earning, as well as they should have the sufficient the surety that their medicinal plant will be acquired by the different industries, and they can be utilized, and there will be no wastage, and they can get good money and good earning. So some limitations are there because the farmer is not getting convinced by this argument, and initial high cost and long growth cycle and reduced chemical diversity sometimes occurs in the fields, and that reduced chemical diversity is due to the environmental, biotic and abiotic factors that will be discussed in the later slides. So we need to make some research project to control this reduced biochemical diversity as well, and focus this point. So cultivation versus wild harvesting. In the cultivation, sustainable supply can be ensured. It can be at high scale or larger scale, and it can support the industry, and it can be consistent as well. So chemical in the wild harvesting, because there are every time the plant will have different type of the stresses, and their chemical biosynthesis actually will have shift within the overall content of the bio active molecules within the herbs or secondary metabolites. They can have diverse type of the nature, and sometimes this wild harvesting is risky and limited due to the environmental impact and the conservational aspects. So there are some in the Pakistan, due to this high medicinal values, these are the list of some medicinal plants. They are actually extensively being used, and now they are in the endangered species in the Pakistan due to the wild harvesting. So drivers of the medicinal plant endangerment are high demand is increasing. Under-regulated harvesting is there. There is no regulations regarding the wild harvesting at this moment. And population of the medicinal plant is extensively declining due to the environmental impact and due to the population increase and civilization in the remote areas of the world and biodiversity losses. So integrated sustainable models should be opted for the sustainable supply of the medicinal plants. So cultivate high demanding species. We should focus initially on the cultivation of the high demanding species. Their sales are high in the worldwide and their demands are high. Regulate wild harvesting we should, and then domestication programs should be also be initiated worldwide according to the environmental suitability. So a guide to the sustainable medicinal plant, organic cultivation should be there, sustainable wild harvesting should be done. People should be taught that their harvesting should be done in which manner, that there should be diversity loss should not be there. So cultivation over wild collection is the better option at this moment to meet the industrial needs, and conservation linkage at the same moment. The conservation linked sourcing should be increased, and the policy should be there to conserve the endangered medicinal species and to provide the better seeds of these medicinal plants with the specified or certified species. And avoid, people should be taught that, educated that they should avoid the threatening species at the same time. So tool for sustainable supply chain are the select the planting area depending upon the biotech abiotic factor. We will discuss later planning planting methods, and then the whole cycle is the given in this slide and in this flowchart. So relevance to drug discovery, when we should conserve our natural resources, because natural resources have the larger amount of medicinal plant and multiple species, and to have new leads in this era, we need to have wild harvesting for the plant collections to extraction, isolation, characterization, bioassay, structure characterization, and the lead optimization through the efforts of the drug discovery, and to cater up the new demands by the healthcare systems and emerging new diseases. So this renewal of this our wild resources and conservation of wild resources is very important, and this can be only achieved if we enhance the cultivation. We motivate the people to cultivate the medicinal plant, and this medicinal cultivation of medicinal plant will reduce the pressure on the wild harvesting, and conservation of the diversity will be there. That can be a huge resource for any country worldwide. So future outlook, biotechnological cultivation can be achieved, metabolite guided farming can be achieved. These are the advancement in the conservation link. Commercialization should be there, and one a specified budget from the these herbal industries should be come for the conservation of these natural resources and the medicinal plant, and conservation campaign should be side by side while with the harvestings. So importance of biotech and abiotic factor are very important, and actually these are the monopolies of each country. These are the natural monopolies. These are the actually opportunities provided by the nature to the each country, that there are some factors which are biotic and abiotic factors, and they are actually affecting the quality of and effectiveness of the medicinal plant. To control the phytochemical composition, influence efficacy, safety, and consistency, we should always focus on these biotic and abiotic factor. And biotic factors are really, these are the blessing, and these are the blessings of the nature, and we should use it as a tool for our socio-economic development. And same thing is that the biotic factor should also be considered for the purpose, and we should conserve the multi-species grow together, and this multi-species grow together in the form of the forest and natural growths and our conserved parks, national parks, right? They are the actually source of our survival. For in case of there are endangered for the new diseases, then we can use these resources to discover new drugs worldwide. So why every country must address these factors? Medicinal plants are ecosystem dependent, and same species shows different chemistry in the different regions. Ignoring ecology and affects reproducibility. Natural health system requires consistency. Without consistency and effectiveness control, we cannot commercialize our product, and the efficacy of the natural products can be not ensured. It can be compromised. So every country have its own resources and its own biotic and abiotic factor, and they have their own suitability for the cultivation of medicinal plants. So each country may provide after cultivation to the whole world for a specific plant, and they can be a brand for that country. And we should move forward, and we should standardize the things in this direction. So cultivation matched to regional abiotic condition, improve yield and stable phytochemical profile, reduce pressure on wild population, and reliable traceable supply of the global market. So here are some examples. Very easy manner, people can understand it well. Mango of Multan is nowadays very famous in the Pakistan as well as worldwide. They have different type of taste, flavor, and everything. Same thing is with the quinoa and dates of the Khairpur, quinoa of Sargodha, and then basmati rice. In the same way, our two species are very famous, like methi and haldi of Kasur, local soil. It is the these are the actually turmeric product. Turmeric is worldwide. We have a high quality turmeric, and we can add multiple value additions, and we can supply to the world if we standardize it according to the world need. So why these ecological factors are important, and why every country should focus on it? Because you can see that there is the environmental or climatic diversity within the Pakistan. So different regions of the Pakistan are there. There are desert. These are plain desert as well as mountainous. Dry mountains are there, wet mountains are there, then very green plains are there, right? Arid areas are there, sandy areas are there, hot weather is there, cold weather is there. This climatic diversity actually provide us the opportunity to uplift our socio-economic impact in the world. So if we focus on this and we get its use to promote the cultivation of specific medicinal plant with the high quality and high yield of bioactive substances, and with consistent efficacy and their biomolecule profiles, and then it can be a good source of income and revenue. So it can sustain our life in a good manner. So agroecological regions of Pakistan are there. They have different region, plains and irrigated belts are there. They are high yield and cultivation areas, desert and forest zones are there. Stressed adapted species are also found in different regions of the Pakistan. So climate based, all over Pakistan, we have different type of diverse species. In Pakistan, we have almost 700 species of the plants, 6,000 species of the plant, and 700 medicinal plants are there. They are usable by the medicinal community. So value addition in different indigenous medicinal plant is also very important to encourage the people to indulge this in this science. So indigenous plant adapted to local environment. One of the example is Sibak Than. This is our major medicinal plant that is found in the Gilgit and Skardu areas. It has very high value, and its cultivation aligned with the harsh climate is there, and its product, its berries, its leaves, its stems, its roots all have different type of medicinal values, and they can be there. The range of the bioactive substances in this plant are from the food to medicinal food to the medicines and to multiple complicated health related ailments, to treat the different health related ailments. So if we can add through technology value addition to these products, and then these can be distributed to the globally nowadays through the infrastructure, worldwide infrastructure buildup. This can help in the socio-economic uplift of the people. So from local ecology to the global benefit, it can provide the global benefit. It is the overall point of concern for the global community as well as, and it is also point of concern for the local community as well. So in conclusion, Pakistan has exceptional ethnomedicinal knowledge and ecology diversity. Strategic funding is required. Infrastructure and regulatory alignment can unlock this asset and help the people to grow in this area, and empowering local communities to ensure sustainability, conservation, and livelihood through the industrialization and value addition of these products. And then we can make a supply chain to the multiple countries worldwide, and region specific cultivation enables quality, traceability, and global trust. That is very important. So Pakistan can establish market leadership and medicinal plant, just as Spain with the olive oils and olives have gained its confidence worldwide. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Hart, for your insightful presentation. So I want to check if we have question online. The first question is from Zehra. She wants to know, she say there are varieties of plants in low countries, and how can we spread awareness and provide support to facilitate those countries in preserving and utilizing their plants diversity for medicine preparation?
Yes, all the countries which have this wealth, medicinal plants is a wealth actually. And this wealth need to be converted from the green to the gold. Yes, it is a green wealth. We need to convert it into a gold. For this purpose, we need to strategize our things, and this is actually the responsibility of the government that coin such policies that their natural resources can be converted into the gold through the value addition. And I have, as in my presentation, I have emphasized on this point that every country has its own climate, and climate actually is the monopoly. And monopoly can be converted into the gold easily.
Okay.
So if we can use this monopoly through technology, and then we can spread it to the different countries. If I need a product that is in Nigeria and I need it to here in Pakistan, and then cross linkage is very important.
Okay.
Yes, and then overall, it's sharing through the networking and sharing through the social media as well as the internet is very important. So demand and supply chain should be built up accordingly.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. The second question. Due to the climate change and other environmental factors destroy medicinal plants, how can we take control on it to be safe?
Yes, it is very important aspect. So that is why, because climatic effect is affecting the overall health of plants. When the plants, including the medicinal plant, when the plant health is disturbed, its metabolite profile is disturbed. When metabolite profile is disturbed, then its efficacy is questioned, right? So its efficacy is affected. So that is why what we are saying that we are saying that every country should focus on the medicinal plant and it should encourage the cultivation. During the cultivation, nowadays in the control sheds, right? In the Pakistan, we have the control sheds for the cultivation of our vegetables. So in the same way, we can cultivate the medicinal plant in the control sheds. Then they can provide a consistent supply as well as the consistent quality. Otherwise, climate change will affect the medicinal plant and the larger extent, and we will have a great impact on its supply chain as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
All is done.
Once again, thank you for accepting our invitation and for your insightful presentation.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening and providing me this opportunity.
Thank you very much. We now proceed to our second speaker, who will be online presentation. It is my pleasure to introduce Professor Bianga Kaumba. I don't know if Professor Bianga is online. Professor Bianga. Kaumba. Maybe it is the first.
This one?
Maybe
I think.
Yeah. Professor Kaumba.
Is muted.
Is muted.
Please speak in local language.
Professor Kaumba. You can take some more, sir. He is muted. He is calling me. He's calling me. Professor Kaumba. Okay, you can
Right.
vous pouvez allumer votre micro. Vous pouvez allumer votre micro. C'est déjà accepté ici. C'est déjà accepté ici. He told me to.
ये बर्किनो फासो से होगा या टोगो से.
C'est déjà bon ici. Il faut allumer votre micro.
He is the co-host now. He can unmute himself.
Unmute.
Turn his camera on and off.
C'est déjà bon ici.
Yeah. I'm just sending a request to unmute his mic, but
C'est déjà bon.
both are the red issue with his device. Either he's joining from his mobile or laptop.
Please say that he should unmute. This is red. He should click that.
Il faut cliquer sur votre écran. Votre écran.
Yes, done. Done. I cannot. Now it's done. He can just turn
Okay.
his.
Je pense que ça va maintenant.
We are listening to you very well.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are.
Thank you.
Professor Kaumba, you are online.
Yes, I'm online.
Okay, it is my pleasure to introduce Professor Bianga Kaumba. Professor Kaumba is a Dean of the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science at the University of Lubumbashi, Democratic Republic of Congo. A pharmacognosist by training, he obtained his PhD in pharmacology in 2005 and has extensive experience in medicinal plant research, pharmaceutical science, education, and postgraduate supervision. He is also a member of a university's medical ethics committee. His work brings traditional knowledge, pharmaceutical research, and public health, making him a key voice in advancing sustainable medicinal plant utilization in Africa. Thank you for accepting our invitation, Professor Kanimba. We are listening to you.
Okay, thank you very much for the opportunity you offer me to speak at this workshop. I would like to thank comstech
Share your screen.
and all. Sorry.
You can share your screen. Okay.
Okay. I was saying that I want to thank comtech, all the team, and especially Dr. Rocco for inviting me to have this opportunity to speak at this workshop. I think that I've been asked to talk to you about the conservation challenges of medicinal plants as natural resources. And my communication plan will have this outline, major issues, example of basin. Sorry?
Yes, we are
Are you
listening.
still following me? Okay.
Yes.
Principle of conservation, current challenges, avenues for the future, and the conclusion. Then the main question is how to reconcile the use of plants with the conservation of biodiversity. I can say, as my predecessor says, so Your Excellency Chaudhary, 80% of the world's population uses traditional medicine. And this traditional medicine rely on plants mainly. And this is very important for some population who cannot afford to access to another system of medical care unless they use the traditional medicine. I can say also 60% of conventional drugs are derived directly or indirectly from plants. I will talk to it later. And medicinal plants have various roles, not only therapeutic, but also nutritional, economic, and cultural one. The global market is worth of over $150 billion in 2003, and it is very important for the organic matter. Due to the development, there are various pressures on plant sources, and we can understand that as the plants have market value, it's important to manage all these pressures to avoid to lose every medicinal plants we need. I want just to remember you to remind that a medicinal plant is one that has proven or presumed therapeutic activity. And traditional medicine is the body of ancestral therapeutic knowledge, whether explainable or not. And sustainable management means long-term use in ecological, economic, and cultural balance. In I can give you here some examples of plants we can have still in conventional medicine today, as quinquina, who provide quinine, a powerful anti-malaria compound, or vancomycin from vincamino, with one of the medicine used to treat cancer. And Gloriosa superba is a plant treatment, and but it can be the one who reach the need of to treat gut, as it contains colchicine and other compounds. I give also an example of Sutherlander frutescens containing cycloartanol and Sutherlandazide C. A plant was a medicinal plant used in South Africa for decades. Now, what are the major issues about the conservation of medicinal plants? Excessive harvesting of roots, bark, and entire plants, endangering the survival of species. I think Professor Hack has given some ways that the plants can be treated. It means overexploitation can conduct to disappearance of useful, endemic, and rare species. Agriculture can cause also deforestation and genetic erosion, especially the intensive farming, which is caused by the need of development. Urbanization can also an issue about conservation of medicinal plants, because the population growth increases the demand for plant resources. I will show it with an example in a few minutes. Climate change, as Dr. Hack has discussed about, climate change affects ecosystems and negatively impacts biodiversity. And the WEC regulations in some countries encourage illegal and informal exploitation of resources, particularly biopiracy. I know that Pakistan is one of the best country in the world who have a good regulation and a good decision, political decision to maintain the biodiversity, and especially to preserve the medicinal plants. And finally, we have also the political instability, armed conflicts cause population displacement. Sorry?
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay. For this, I want to give you an example of the forest massif of the Congo Basin, which has 230 million hectares, the second largest forest after the Amazon. And it contains 15,000 plant species. The list is not exhaustive because some parts of this large forest is not accessible up to now. Okay, this Congo Basin spanning 8 countries: Burundi, Cameroon, Central African Republic, Congo, Brazzaville, Democratic Republic of Congo, Gabon, Equatorial Guinea, and Rwanda. It's a big, big, big forest. And in this forest, there is a problem of illegal logging and exploitation of endemic species with high market value, like redwood. You can see on your right. On your left is big trees for illegal logging and so on. In the same parts, the Congo Basin, the tracing roads through forests, the use of wood as an energy source or for construction, the population displacement because of the war, especially in DR Congo, and mining, because when they start to exploit mining, the biodiversity is lost at that place. So it was just some example to see how the biodiversity is concerned. The medicinal plants are concerned because all of these activities, human activities, conduct to the erosion of biodiversity, including the disappearance of medicinal plants. What are the principles of conservation? The conservation, in situ conservation, means we identify a hot spot of biodiversity, and the government can take measures to protect the areas and parks. Here you can see Miami or Langun protected area in Pakistan, and on your right, Virunga National Park, DR Congo, where you can see the gorilla mountains. Miami or Gagun, I think you know the place with three kinds of mangroves. It's very rich and it's very well conserved. The second principle of conservation is ex situ conservation. Ex situ means we take the medicinal, the plants, and we put them in another place from where they were naturally, and there it's maintained in botanical gardens. Here you can see on the left, we have the Kisanto Botanical Garden in DR Congo, my country, and on the right, we have the Free State National Botanic Garden in South Africa. They're not the only one, but we can see also in the world the gardens for this conservation by ex situ conservation. The third principle of conservation in the seed banks. I know that generally the seed banks are for agriculture, but it's also the way to conserve the medicinal plants. On your left is Banque Nationale des Gènes Phytogénétiques, is a bank of seeds in Burkina Faso. And we can see in Assam, community seed bank. You see community, it means the people are coming there and to get the seed of good quality, generally for agriculture. But you know that the food can be also medicine. Another principle of conservation is the cell culture, generally used in living cells, animal cells. You know the story of Dolly with clonage. Yes, we can take a leaf, and with this leaf, we can reproduce plants. It means we took it in vitro, then ex vitro, and finally we can get multiply plants from just a leaf. I know that this principle is generally used in laboratories and I just mention it because it's possible to do it. And the last one is domestication. Here you can see the Vincamino. It's very simple to recognize Vincamino. Down here is down right is Artemisia annua, and you can see the picture of Prunus africana. Prunus africana is a plant, is a medicinal plant used in Cameroon to treat prostate disease. Then now we can say, after all this I said, what are the current challenges? We have to find sufficient funding because there is inadequate research infrastructure, complexity of research. If you see the biodiversity verification of efficacy or toxicity and so on, we need funds. Inadequate enforcement of laws and regulation. It's very clear. The law compliance with regulations in resourcing countries is very important. And insufficient industrialization, because domestic use of wood and small-scale exploitation by local communities is also a challenge we have to face too. Land and water grabbing at the expense of local communities who own them, so that they can avoid to touch to our medicinal plants. Yeah. What are the avenues for the future? First of all, we cannot conserve what we don't know. The conservation must be for what we know. And for that, the knowledge of biodiversity is essential. Comprehensive inventory of medicinal plants, chemical studies, biological studies for pharmacological and toxicological study is very, very important before we start with all we said, conservation ex situ, in situ, and so on. Development of mitigation strategies and a compensation system, reducing our carbon footprint, adopt sustainable consumption. I think Professor Hack had thought about this, and protecting and restoring natural habitats. And the resolution of armed conflicts is an international collaboration need, because if two countries are in war, it's not the problem of just one country can solve the problem. The two must come together, and all the community, international community, must be in the problem to solve it quickly. I know that is just a dream. Traceability of plant species to avoid trade biopiracy. And that's what I can propose for the avenues for the future. What is the conclusion of my communication? I can say that there is a health imperative to preserve medicinal plants, constant availability, preservation of active ingredients, and biodiversity conservation. The industrialist's social responsibility is also needed. Environmental protection, because when they are mining, they must protect the environment and all the ecosystems. Contribute to scientific research, contribute to local development. The measures integrating health, economic, ecological, and cultural needs, preserving ancestral knowledge is also a way to conserve better our medicinal plants as we are talking about. Public awareness, because it's essential for acceptance. The public must participate to the conservation, and some sessions addressed to public must be taken. And training for harvesters to for good responsible harvesting. Harvesters are an essential link in the plant industry industry chain. And the quality assurance and control by providing product certification for the quality control and the value chain control for the quality control. That's what I was wanted to show you for to share with you at this moment, and I thank you very much for your listening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, Professor Kamumba, for your insightful presentation. Your presentation also allowed us to see the beautiful landscape of Congo.
Yes.
So I don't know if Dr. Rashid have any question.
I have not a question but a comment and want your opinion. In 2023, Professor Usman Khan from Senegal, he came to visited OIC comstech Pakistan and visited one of the famous pharmaceutical in the herbal pharmaceutical industry, that is Kershi Industries. At that time, we decided that we'll continue seminars, workshops, conferences, training activity, capacity building on herbal and traditional medicines. In this regard, for regulation of herbal medicine, we have conducted one workshop in Dakar, Senegal, in May 2024. The second activity was in Ivory Coast in September 2024. In the next year, that is during 25, we have conducted another activity in Madagascar. In 1st July, we arranged one workshop on traditional medicine in Madagascar, and I participated virtually. The fourth activity was conducted in Mali. That was also on the regulation, capacity development on traditional medicines. But we have already conducted 4 activities on this Unani herbal and traditional medicines, and we want to conduct another and 5th activity on workshop on traditional medicines. Could it be possible that it can be arranged in Congo, and we as a speaker, Professor Ehsan or me, we can join you in Congo, and we jointly organized one workshop in there. I told that my specialty is as a pharmacy. Basically, I am a university teacher. I worked as a lecturer and assistant professor, and then left and become a federal inspector of drugs in the Ministry of Health. So in for Pakistan, there was no law on herbal and traditional medicine. I got the opportunity in 2012 and put all the Unani herbal and traditional homeopathic medical devices, blood and blood products, and make a law that is called as Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan Act 2012. I also worked as a President Pharmacy Council of Pakistan for 2.5 years. Now after retirement, I'm working for OIC 57 Muslim countries on health, particularly the medicine and especially the herbal medicine. So if there will be any possibility, then we can arrange a workshop in 2026 in Congo. Then let me know. I will take your WhatsApp number and email address, and then we'll approach to you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Your Excellency, I'm very proud to meet you, and it's an honor for me to hear from you. And I think that the way the door is open. Just tell us when you can arrange this trip and come to Congo. We can share what we have here as knowledge of traditional medicine. I think it's a very good thing. What you said is all the Africa from West and East Africa. You have contacts, but not in Central Africa. So it's a good thing if you can provide to come to Congo and see with us in our university. We are working hard on traditional medicine. We are ready to receive you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Kaumba. You have one question online. I want to, does the chemical potency of medicinal plants change significantly when they are cultivated in greenhouse?
Okay.
Professor,
Yeah.
ou bien je peux traduire ça, ou bien vous comprenez?
Oui, traduisez un peu.
Est-ce qu'il veut savoir, est-ce que la capacité, les métabolites secondaires des plantes médicinales changent s'ils sont dans la nature naturelle ou bien s'ils sont cultivés en serre, les cultures en serre qu'ils font là?
Oui, certainement que...
En matière de variation, j'espère si vous pouvez aller un peu en anglais comme vous avez compris maintenant.
Okay. Yes, the plants change their composition from the place they are grown. So it's necessary when we took we take the plants in ex situ. It means not in the natural ecosystem. We have to compare the composition of the plants to know if what we are looking in these plants are still in the plant. It means there is a study who can be I can say also a survey can be taken, because we must know what is really the composition of the plants we have transferred in another place.
Okay.
It's important to know the composition, and maybe the variety of the plant can also help to know what we have to translate in XC2.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for your presentation. And we are looking forward
thank you.
to see you again. Merci beaucoup d'avoir accepté notre invitation. C'était un plaisir de vous avoir.
Yes. It was a pleasure for me and an honor. Thank you very much.
Okay. I don't know if Professor Bambu is online. Please.
Right.
Okay. Professor Bambu, the third.
Hello. 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 Hello, dear professor.
Okay. Our third speaker is Professor Jean Bambou. He is full professor of biochemistry and natural substance at Nazibori University, Burkina Faso. He serves as head of the Department of Biochemistry and Microbiology and coordinates academic programs in biological sciences and natural substances. In addition to his academic leadership, he is technical expert involved in evaluating application for authorization to practice traditional medicine and pharmacopoeia in Burkina Faso. His work contributes directly to the scientific validation and sustainable regulation of medicinal plant resources. Professor Biangu, thank you for accepting our invitation. And I want to notify that Professor Bangu will deliver his presentation in French and share the screen in English.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, you can share your screen.
OK.
Vous pouvez partager votre écran maintenant.
OK. Merci. Ben, je vais donner le mot de remerciement d'abord en anglais avant de revenir faire la présentation en anglais. Et en français.
D'accord. Et also give the presentation.
OK.
Okay, vous pouvez aller.
Okay. Thank you, dear professor, dear colleague and participants. My special greeting to the senior official or comtech. Thank you all for this learning opportunity. Many thanks to the Republic of Pakistan for the numerous opportunities offered
to research from Burkina Faso, like Sawadogo Mamadou, for example. I want to add another quality. I am also team leader from experimental cytotoxicity, cell culture, improvement, and valorization of medicinal plants on the LARSBA. That's I would like to continue my presentation in French because I like practice. I like practice, but my all publications are in English.
Ok, vous pouvez aller.
Ceci dit, alors bon, spécialement moi je travaille, le plan de mes travaux s'oriente plus sur la recherche de plantes médicinales. La recherche de plantes médicinales pour expliquer bon, les difficultés qu'on a eues par rapport à la gestion des ressources humaines, de ces ressources végétales-là. Dans un premier temps, je m'oriente sur la recherche de recettes de plantes médicinales orientées contre un certain nombre de maladies, à savoir les maladies cardiovasculaires et plus spécifiquement, je m'intéresse aux maladies inflammatoires, je m'intéresse aussi aux maladies métaboliques et surtout aux maladies tumorales. Donc, je vais vers les tradithérapeutes pour prendre leur connaissance des recettes qu'ils utilisent pour soigner tel ou tel, un ensemble de ces maladies. Voilà. Donc, mon travail, c'est dans ce sens. J'associe plusieurs personnalités dans ce travail, notamment mes étudiants. Le plus souvent, pour le besoin entre 2018 et 2020, j'ai associé des eaux et forêts que vous connaissez, c'est-à-dire ce sont les paramilitaires qui s'occupent des eaux et des forêts au niveau du Burkina Faso. Donc, alors, pour avoir plus accès à ces tradithérapeutes-là, alors je suis allé travailler avec un inspecteur, quelqu'un qui était à l'école pour sortir comme inspecteur de eaux et forêts, pour pouvoir avoir accès aux tradithérapeutes, non seulement pour comprendre la portée de la médecine traditionnelle, ensuite comprendre quelles sont quelle est la part des plantes médicinales dans tous ces soins et comment ces gens-là, par la suite, laissent la nature. C'est-à-dire, si ça n'engendre pas systématiquement une déforestation. Voilà. Donc, alors, c'est dans ce contexte que, voilà, mes objectifs de travaux s'orientent. Mais vous revenez un peu en arrière, il n'y a pas de problème, vous pouvez continuer. Je n'ai pas besoin tellement de texte. Hein. Voilà. Donc, ici, j'ai utilisé un cas pratique. Le cas pratique, c'est quoi? Par exemple, c'est effectivement travailler à rechercher des recettes de plantes médicinales utilisées spécifiquement pour soigner les maladies inflammatoires et puis les maladies tumorales et comprendre en arrière-plan, c'est-à-dire les dégâts causés par ces tradithérapeutes-là dans l'acharnement à déboiser la forêt. Voilà. Donc, c'est ça que je dis dans un premier temps que, bon, nous savons tous que, effectivement, la culture de la médecine traditionnelle, là, c'est une pratique connue, hein, c'est une pratique qui est connue par tout le monde, notamment au Congo. Voilà. Bouquet en 1969 a fait un très bon travail sur ça, sur les plantes médicinales. Et il a expliqué les raisons, un certain nombre de raisons qui font que les Africains, en tout cas le monde entier, aient recours à ces médecines, à ces plantes médicinales-là. Voilà, c'est pour des raisons historiques, etc., etc. Voilà. Donc, effectivement, quand on regarde dans la littérature, il y a beaucoup de molécules qui sont dans la médecine moderne là et qui ont pour origine, effectivement, ces plantes médicinales ou en tout cas des synthèses à partir des molécules de ces plantes médicinales. Voilà. Donc, ce qui n'est pas très probant, ce qui n'est pas très détaillé, c'est peut-être la vérification scientifique que les gens en font, voilà, ces plantes, des extraits de ces plantes médicinales-là, que ces traducteurs-là en font. Voilà. Donc, nous, on est là, par exemple, pour être peut-être l'interface entre les traducteurs-thérapeutes et puis le consommateur de ces produits et le consommateur de ces produits. Voilà, on est là pour être l'interface. Donc, nous avons fait une étude dans 4 villes à partir de 2017 là. Nous avons fait une étude dans 4 villes, la ville de Bobo-Dioulasso, la ville de Boromo, la ville de Dédougou et de Fadang-Gourma, pour recenser un certain nombre de recettes de plantes médicinales orientées contre les maladies suscitées, c'est-à-dire les maladies tumorales et les maladies inflammatoires. Voilà, donc c'est plus ces maladies-là qui m'intéressent. Voilà. Donc, ces enquêtes ont été faites selon une enquête ethnobotanique à travers qu'on appelle communément ici la boule de nez, c'est-à-dire qu'on se réfère à un traducteur-thérapeute. Après l'avoir enquêté, ce traducteur-thérapeute nous oriente vers ses collègues et ainsi de suite. Ainsi de suite. Voilà. Donc, après, nous avons récolté un certain nombre, durant cette étude, nous avons récolté un certain nombre, hein. Voilà, et les plantes ont été identifiées à travers un spécialiste, le docteur Ouoba Herman, que vous venez de passer. Et ensuite, voilà, comme pour toute chose, nous avons fait un certain nombre d'études pour voir, par exemple, pour dire que telle recette est fiable, il faut au moins, comme on a fait dans 4 villes là, il faut essayer de voir les fréquences de citation. Les fréquences de citation, que pour que si on prend dans chaque ville, c'est la recette qui revient régulièrement. Alors, on pourrait dire que c'est une connaissance qui est beaucoup est partagée, qui est connue, et donc on pourrait donner crédit à cette recette-là. Voilà. Donc, bien sûr que nous avons utilisé des trucs, des analyses statistiques pour pouvoir faire cela. Alors, en termes de résultats, nous avons obtenu nous avons recensé auprès de 807 traducteurs-thérapeutes. Voilà. Après notre recensement, nous avons pu le faire auprès de 807 thérapeutes. Ici, on a mis 1631 parce que j'ai ajouté autre étude, mais dans la réalité de ce que je voulais présenter ici, c'est 807 traducteurs-thérapeutes qu'on a recensés et on a pu identifier 802 recettes de plantes médicinales. Voilà. Au niveau de ces trois maladies ciblées. Voilà, à savoir les maladies inflammatoires, les maladies tumorales et les hépatites. Donc, 75% de ces plantes médicinales étaient orientées contre les maladies inflammatoires. Oui, ici, c'est la même chose. Voilà, ça revient 807 personnes. Voilà. Donc, ici, nous avons voulu comprendre aussi, ici c'est un diapo aussi qui est assez important, nous avons voulu comprendre les liens entre ces traducteurs-thérapeutes-là et ceux de la médecine moderne. En fait, c'est les médecins légalement formés sur des études et techniques au niveau des centres hospitaliers. Voilà. Ici, c'est ce que nous avons voulu comprendre. Est-ce que ces gens-là se parlent? Est-ce que ces gens se parlent? Donc, nous avons utilisé une population de plus de 2 millions, que si vous cliquez, ça allait venir un peu à droite là. Une population de 2 millions, de plus de 2 millions 158 000 personnes. Et sur les 2 millions 158 000 personnes là, alors nous avons 1 million 368 personnes qui ont systématiquement recours à la médecine traditionnelle. Et ensuite, il n'y a que seulement 617 580 personnes qui ont recours dès les premiers symptômes de maladie, ont recours à la médecine moderne. Voilà. Et ceux qui sont en orange, correspond à ceux qui sont échangés entre les deux types de médecine. C'est-à-dire ceux qui ont commencé leur traitement soit en médecine moderne et que par la suite on les a transférés au niveau des tradithérapeutes parce qu'ils collaborent, on a compris qu'ils collaborent ensemble et vice-versa. Et vice-versa. Voilà. Mais maintenant, quand nous avons fait sur ces 2 millions-là, si vous cliquez, les autres éléments vont venir. Nous avons remarqué qu'au cours de cette année-là, 200, c'est un peu allé vite, 2223 tonnes de ressources ont été utilisées. 2223 tonnes de ressources naturelles ont été utilisées. Et parmi ces ressources naturelles utilisées-là, 84% de ces ressources naturelles utilisées-là concernaient les racines et les écorces. Voilà, donc ce qui pouvait très facilement, voilà, si vous êtes revenu en arrière, vous voyez que les 1026 tonnes-là correspondaient aux ressources, aux racines utilisées. Voilà, aux racines que les gens ont utilisées. Et les 855 tonnes, plutôt les écorces. Donc, on a compris que en fonction de leur teneur, leur utilisation là, ils endommageaient l'environnement. Ouais. Donc, les 15%, il n'y a que 15% seulement des feuilles qui sont utilisées. Et ce n'est pas seulement les feuilles. Les 15% là représentent les feuilles, les fruits, etc., etc., ainsi que les huiles essentielles, etc., etc. Donc, ici, c'était en même temps de conseiller ces tradithérapeutes-là sur le mode d'utilisation. Dans une autre étude, nous avons essayé de faire des études comparées par rapport à une recette donnée et par rapport au principe actif, là, des études comparées des teneurs des molécules désirées là, dans les racines, dans les écorces et dans les feuilles. Nous avons retrouvé effectivement une faible teneur de ces composés-là au niveau des feuilles. Alors, donc, nous sommes en train de conseiller ces tradithérapeutes-là de plus utiliser les feuilles en quantité qui ne détruisent pas la végétation au lieu d'aller utiliser les racines et les écorces qui détruisent la végétation. Voilà. Donc, c'est ce que je voulais dire à ce niveau. Voilà. Maintenant, qu'est-ce que nous pouvons de façon générale retenir à l'issue de cette étude-là? Alors, nous avons dit que, voilà, nous avons fait l'enquête là auprès de 807 tradithérapeutes pour ce qui concerne les 3 maladies. 807 tradithérapeutes. Et nous avons recensé pour l'étude donnée là 802 recettes, voilà, orientées contre ces 3 maladies. Et dans l'ensemble de ces recettes-là, nous avons recensé 119 familles contre 223 espèces végétales de plantes médicinales. Voilà. Donc, le conseil qu'on peut donner, si vous pouvez avancer, hein, c'est presque fini. Donc, la gestion durable est capitale lorsqu'on parle de plantes médicinales car elle garantit leur disponibilité aujourd'hui et pour les générations futures. Alors, elle permet d'éviter la surexploitation des plantes médicinales, de protéger les espèces menacées de disparition, de créer des vergers. Voilà, c'est le conseil actuellement. C'est comme le monsieur l'a dit dans la présentation précédente là. Voilà, de créer des vergers, un certain nombre de vergers de plantes médicinales pour remédier à cette utilisation. Voilà, cette capture de photo, c'est une photo qui a été prise sur un étal de plantes médicinales dans la ville de Bobo-Dioulasso. Quand vous rentrez dans nos marchés là, c'est rempli, c'est rempli. Voilà, donc ce qui prouve que réellement les gens utilisent à volonté les ressources naturelles sans se soucier, voilà, de ce qui pourrait advenir cet environnement-là. Voilà. Donc, je ne sais pas, Voilà, je tenais à remercier tout le monde pour cette opportunité. Je tenais à remercier tout le monde pour cette opportunité. J'ai aussi compris et appris. Les prochaines fois, je ferai de mon mieux pour le faire en français, en anglais, et surtout de mieux adapter les diapos.
Ok, il n'y a pas de problème.
Merci. Voilà.
C'était compris. Vous avez fait de belles diapos.
Merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much, Professor Jean Bangou, for accepting our invitation. Thank you for your insightful presentation. Merci beaucoup pour votre présentation.
One question, one comment.
One comment, le docteur Rachid qui...
Professor, basically, I'm a pharmacist and I remain a university teacher as assistant professor, then become a regulator, and now working as a consultant health initiatives for 57 Muslim countries, including Burkina Faso. This is just for your information that for the last 6 months, comstech is going to conduct one training and capacity building of regulators, that is Burkina Faso National Medicine Regulatory Agency. The authority, the Ministry of Health, the Regulatory Agency of Medicines who regulate in Burkina Faso. From Pakistan, we are sending one expert to Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso, but we could not get the visa because the invitation letter was issued by the Professor Dr. Isa. He is the Chief Executive Officer of National Medicine Regulatory Agency of Burkina Faso. So they guided us that we should come to the OIC headquarters, Jeddah. The ambassador of Burkina Faso sitting in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, he can help you. We write a letter to them, and we in 15 days before, I write a letter to the health minister of Burkina Faso that please allow OIC comstech to conduct this training and capacity building on medicines. So yesterday, I talked to the Dr. Isa. I met him in Saudi Arabia. He requested me, please help Burkina Faso. So yesterday I talked to him. He said that Ministry of Health and Ministry of Foreign Affairs Burkina Faso, they will write to us, and inshallah they are agreed to conduct one training on in Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso after Eid al-Fitr. So within 2 to 3 months, inshallah, me or my colleague, he will be in Burkina Faso, and I would like that you should meet him. Also, you should participate in that training. And that will be good manufacturing practices of medicines.
Thank you. Vous avez compris bien de traduire?
Oui, bon, j'ai essayé de capter.
Okay.
Je ne peux que le remercier, puisque ce n'est pas une question qu'il a posée, il a parlé de relation avec le Burkina.
Oui.
Voilà.
Okay, so thank you. He understands what we are saying, so he will also welcome you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank
if
you.
you can,
We call it merci beaucoup.
Okay.
Merci.
Okay, merci beaucoup, Professor.
Merci. Voilà,
Okay,
merci.
thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you.
Before we formally conclude this workshop, I would like to invite Dr. Abdul Rashid, internal consultant at OIC comstech and former director of the Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan, to share his concluding reflection with us.
Thank you very much. Distinguished experts from Burkina Faso and Congo and from Qaid-e-Azam University, Islamabad, my respected colleagues, and representative from OIC member states from different countries, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. As we come to the close of the highly enriching virtual workshop on sustainable development of nature resources, that is the case of medicinal plants, I wish to express my sincere appreciation to all speakers, academia, research and development institutions, regulators, students, and participants for their valuable contributions. Today's deliberations have once again demonstrated that medicinal plants are not merely natural resources, but they are strategic assets for health security, economic development, biodiversity conservation, and cultural heritage across OIC 57 Muslim states. Medicinal plants have served humanity for centuries. You all know, from the classical distribution of scholars such as Ibn Sina to the rich traditional healing systems across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Our civilizations have long recognized the therapeutic value of natural resources. Today, as global demand for herbal medicines and natural products continues to rise, the need for sustainable harvesting, conservation, and scientific validation has become more urgent than ever before. Across many OIC countries, medicinal plants contribute significantly to primary health care, particularly in rural and underserved communities. However, we also face serious challenges in other countries: over-harvesting and habitat loss, climate change impacts on biodiversity. Third one is lack of standardized cultivation and processing practices. Different countries have different processing practices. Weak value chains and limited commercialization capacity of different countries, particularly Africa. Insufficient regulatory harmonization and quality assurance in subcontinent, in Russian states, in West Africa, and Central Africa. These challenges require collective and coordinated action among Muslim institutions, universities, academia, research and development institutions. Throughout this workshop, we have discussed important pillars for sustainable management. The first one is conservation and biodiversity protection, protecting natural habitats, promoting, as you mentioned, one speaker, in situ and ex situ conservation, and strengthening botanical research institutions. Second one is scientific research and validation, integrating traditional knowledge with modern pharmacology, biomedical, biotechnology, clinical research to ensure safety, efficacy, and quality of medicines, and also the integration of herbal medicines into the main health stream. Third thing is good agriculture and collection practices, training of farmers and collectors to ensure sustainability, traceability, and standardization of herbal medicines. The fourth one is value addition and industrial development, supporting small and middle enterprises, herbal industries, and technology transfer among OIC member states, which are located in 4 continents. Fifth one is policy and regulatory harmonization. We have to strengthen the collaboration among national medicine regulatory authorities of Pakistan, Central Africa, West Africa, South Africa, East Africa, Arab countries, Southeast countries, and Russian states to facilitate trade and ensure public safety and mutual recognition of decision of the regulatory bodies of different countries. And the sixth one is, as Professor Ehsan al said, cultivation versus wild harvesting for sustainable supply chain of medicinal plants. In this regard, OST Comstech remains committed to promoting South-South cooperation, capacity building programs, joint research initiatives, and knowledge sharing programs. Moreover, training and capacity development in regulation of herbal medicines. Alhamdulillah, in Pakistan, I have made the law of herbal medicines in 2012 with the name of Drug Regulatory Authority of Pakistan Act 2012, in which all herbal and traditional medicines are regulated and with the law and with the rules. The sustainable management of medicinal plants directly contributes to achieve the sustainable development goals. You all know, particularly SDG3, which is about good health and well-being. The second one is SDG 12, that is responsible consumption and production of medicinal plants. And the last one is, and the third one is SDG 13, that is climate actions. And fourth and last one is SDG 15, that is life on land. We must also recognize that sustainability is not only an environmental obligation, it is an ethical responsibility. If managed wisely by the Muslim countries, medicinal plant resources can generate livelihoods for rural communities, empower women entrepreneurs, support pharmaceutical innovations, and strengthen health resilience in 57 Muslim member states. The way forward requires, number one, stronger collaboration between academia, industry, and policymakers. This is very, very important. Otherwise, they work in Ceylon. Regional Centers for Excellence for Medicinal Plant Research. Investment in digital mapping and artificial intelligence-based biodiversity monitoring. Youth engagement in green biotechnology and herbal entrepreneurship. Ladies and gentlemen, this workshop should not be viewed as an endpoint, but as the beginning of the deeper cooperation between member states, especially in Pakistan, Congo, and Burkina Faso. Let us transform the knowledge shared today into actionable strategies, pilot projects, training and capacity building, policy reforms within our respective countries. Let us build networks among our scientists, herbal experts, practitioners, regulators, and industry leaders. On behalf of OSC Comstech, I reaffirm our dedication to facilitating partnerships, training programs, and collective research initiatives in the field of Unani, traditional and herbal medicines, and natural resource management. I extend my gratitude to the organizing team, Dr. Rocco, technical experts, and all participants for making this workshop a success. I'm also thankful to Mr. Zahid, Muhammad Zahid, to giving excellent IT facilities for this workshop. Your engagement reflects our collective determination to preserve our natural heritage while advancing scientific innovation and sustainable development. My may our joint efforts lead to a healthier communities, stronger economies, and a more sustainable future for the Muslim Ummah and beyond. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Thank you, Dr. Rashid, for your remarks. Thank you very much. Distinguished speakers and participants, today's discussion have clearly demonstrated that sustainable management of medicinal plants require scientific research, conservation strategies, regulatory strengthening, and international collaboration. On behalf of comstech, I sincerely thank His Excellency, the Coordinator General, Professor Dr. Mohamed Iqbal Chaudhry, our distinguished speakers, Professor Jean Bangou, Professor Bianga, and Professor A for an insightful presentation. Thank you once again for accepting our invitation. Thank you very much. And all participants who joined us from different parts of the world, I say thank you very much. Allah Hafiz. Thank you.
Very good. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Merci beaucoup. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.